Hey all, Coney back again for another edition of our City Commission Candidate Series. I'm here with Jason Miller. Hi, Jason.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us today. Well, me and my cones. We would like to get to know you a little bit more, and we've got some questions and then some rapid fire at the end. You
Okay.
ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right. So, first question is, what are some of your favorite ways to connect with your community, and maybe where?
I like meeting people passing by, walking on the bike path. I live along Sand Creek on the bike path. I meet people and their dogs. They meet my dog.
Yes.
We sometimes will walk north up to the blue sky sculpture and around there. We'll go to the dog park. We'll go south to Athletic Park. So I'm really looking forward to when they build the connector south of First Street.
Sure.
We can keep going in that direction, meeting more people that way. I often meet people out in town, and I know you from somewhere. I know you, and they're like, oh yeah, I see you on the bike path.
Yeah, so. Yeah. That's usually the kind of meeting place. I feel that way too. My daughter and I kind of go adventure and gallivant. Seen Melanie over there a couple times, and it's just kind of an organic way to kind of get into meeting people and continuing it. I'm sure, especially living on the creek, you see the same people.
We learn people's routines. They learn our routines. Yep. Some people know my dog. They don't know me. That's okay.
Guys, this dog is the cutest.
Yeah. So if you know Teddy.
Teddy is just shout out to Teddy.
I'm Teddy. Teddy's guy.
Teddy's dad.
He's been to preschool. He's been all in parade. He's been all over.
So. Yeah, I remember him at Open Streets. That was the first time I met him. Was two Open Streets ago. The first one. Just like my doggy.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, cool. Which local Newton landmark or tradition do you think deserves a round of applause or a dance party? And why do you think?
I love that Newton has the oldest Mexican-American men's fast-pitch softball tournament. I think it's a really cool part of Newton, and it also shows a little bit of a history of Newton that maybe I think is important for us to understand. That the railroad brought in lots of families from all over, and some of those families came from Mexico to work on the railroad. And when they, from what I've been told, they would try to build houses, and some of the lumber yards wouldn't sell them materials to build a house. So they used railroad cars, and they built the ranchito down by like where the concrete factory is on First Street. Some of the families in town grew up there in little boxcars and some other small houses. Some of them weren't allowed or weren't welcomed at some of the local churches, so they built their own church at Our Lady of Guadalupe. And if they weren't allowed to play sports in other leagues, they made their own league. And they're still going. So I can walk down the bike path to Athletic Park and watched a lot of games, and they're just a lot of fun. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. A lot more than just that tournament too. They've got so many different activities and different things going on all throughout the weekend.
It brings really out family. It shows some of the family lineage. People have been playing for generations now, and it's the longest tournament in the United States.
Yeah. Question 3: what's one small change that you would consider making that can make a big difference in Newton? So maybe even a pipe dream.
Well, you said small. My pipe dreams tend to be kind of big.
Sure, I did say small.
Small change. So it's small. I'll give you an example. I like small changes to tweak systems that people don't even necessarily understand. They're just like, oh yeah, that worked better. So the other day I was talking about some building projects, and in the city, remodel or build, you're supposed to use a licensed contractor. Well, how do you find a licensed contractor? So it's like, oh, well, I'll go to the city and I'll ask them for a list of the licensed contractors. Well, no, that didn't exist. And as a result of my questions and sort of be like, that seems to make sense to me, that if you want me to use one, you would tell me who they are.
Sure.
They're now working, the city's now working on putting a page on the website where you want to have something built, you can go look at this list of licensed contractors.
Oh, that's cool.
I hope that it encourages other contractors to get licensed so that you can be featured on the website as a licensed contractor. It doesn't mean anybody's good or bad, but they're licensed. They went through the steps. So that's an example, like a small change that I think can help lots of people.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to do more like that.
In and of itself is small, but can be incredibly impactful.
It's just useful. I think our government should be useful.
Absolutely.
Give us resources. I'd love to see it expand to who are the licensed plumbers in Newton? You have trouble finding a plumber. How do I find a plumber?
Well, sometimes it just
really
takes
basic
that one
stuff.
thing
Yeah.
to just take off. Number 4. Let's say the city gave you your own Newton-themed parade float. What would be on it to celebrate Jason?
The themes of Newton and small town and community, I immediately think of food. That was my, and I would imagining a float with little samples of food from all the different family traditions, ethnic traditions, cultural backgrounds. There's a little precedent for this. When my wife and I got married, we insisted on having a potluck at our wedding, and that caused a little controversy because that's not how we do things. But we had a potluck, and my grandma brought old recipes from her background and all these different people, and people 25 years later, 23 or 4 years later, are still talking. They still talk about our potluck. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So on this float, we could have some of the Russian Mennonite foods that you get at the breadbasket. I'd really like some of there was a torta that I used to get at Garibaldi Market across from Santa Fe. There was a little Mexican store, and they would make me their special, they don't make me their special chilaquiles, but their torta had fried chicharron on it, and it was just, you can't get that anymore here. So we'd have that.
Gosh, that sounds fantastic.
It was the special Garibaldi torta. I became friends with them. So we could have some, maybe bring back some Chong's recipes.
Yeah, some cheese.
So you could just sort of walk around the parade float as you're going through the parade, and you could just try all of Newton's food history.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Food
and then the last part of that is that I like ice cream a lot. And so we could have some salted creamery, except technically it's made in that other town. It's not Newton. But Newton used to have Newton Ice Cream Company. And when I was reading, I was like, oh yeah, some of the foods that I know used to exist in Newton, the ice cream company, when the ice cream plant opened, which is now Roofing Services Unlimited, the main office building was the ice cream plant. When it opened in 1923, the newspaper reported that they gave away over 1,100 ice cream cones. And I was thinking of cones and ice cream cones. I would prefer ice cream cones.
I really wish you would have brought some cones in. This is ridiculous. The cones, ice cream cones, my gosh. Which, when Jason got in here, he was explaining all of this history to me, and it is wild that just right here outside of this city building, this was a thing in operational.
Yeah, there's an ice cream factory, and some of the ads are really fun. Be safe. Let the children eat all the Nuco ice cream they want. And the other one is that our ice cream helps make sick people well, from 1919. And it says that they sold ice cream to both hospitals in Newton, which would have been Axtell and
so cool.
And Bethel Deaconess.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but ice cream usually makes me feel way better.
I think we need an ice cream factory again.
I think so too.
That's my pipe dream. Is an ice cream factory.
Okay, all right. That's very cool. All right, last one. How do you hope to support Newton's growth and help strengthen the community?
So I don't want to make any sort of broad claims, because the role of a commissioner is really to just sort of subtly guide things. And part of what's great, the tradition of Newton, several years ago, they hired a great new city manager, and Daniela Rivas is doing a good job. And she told me that she was hired and told to help change the culture at the city a little bit, make it more open, make it more responsive. Yeah. And I would see my job as supporting Daniela and Sarah and the people who are doing the work to grow Newton, but focusing on things that bring people together, things that build community, and specifically just being very intentional. Well, what do we want to see in Newton? Do we want to see more young families? Maybe we should think about the things that attract young families.
Like bringing back this ice cream.
Ice cream would help.
Place.
Yes. And giving them, let your children eat all the ice cream they want.
Right. It's history.
Yeah. Strengthening community is just about the government, our government. It's our government being a resource for what do people need? What makes Newton a place that, hey, I like living in Newton because of, what is it? Why do you like living in Newton? Let's do more of that. Yeah. I love history. I love tradition, the way things used to be. But sometimes we get stuck in like, well, that's just the way things are in Newton. And I often push boundaries. I'm like, well, but why? Why do we have to do it that way?
Yeah.
Why can't we try something different? And sometimes, well, nope, we actually can't. But sometimes we can.
Sure.
So it's that combination of respecting the tradition, but it's a new era, and maybe we need a new bike path in this spot where there never was one. Maybe whatever we decide.
Yeah, really. Very cool. Well, for this second portion, we're gonna do just some questions to get to know Jason just a little bit better. So, what would be your favorite go-to lunch when you're super busy?
If I'm really busy and I realize that, wow, I need to eat something, the first thing that pops into my mind is always Brahms.
Okay.
A Brahms burger. And then I get to have ice cream because I'm really passionate about ice cream. Often I question myself, is it really as good as I remembered? But I didn't grow up with Brahms, and I just find their burgers are really good.
Well, I probably know this answer. Dogs or cats?
I'm a lifelong dog person. Okay. Yep. I don't dislike cats. They often like me more than I like them. But I've had, in the last 25 years, I've been around Newton about 24 years, and I've had 3 dogs from Caring Hands.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So even Teddy came from Caring Hands.
Teddy did too?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Teddy.
Since 2001, I got my first dog, and then maybe 2006, 7, something like that. And then Teddy was maybe 2018 or 19.
Yeah. Next one. Do Doritos belong on a bologna sandwich, or do you even want to do a bologna sandwich?
I do like bologna. Okay. I really actually do.
One of those like guilty pleasures.
Yeah. And fried bologna. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't put Doritos on it. Okay. I do like Doritos.
Just not together.
No.
That's all right.
No.
It's okay that you don't share that love with me.
Is it just because they're orange?
No, it's just
like a cone
the crunch and
they're sort of cone
Listen,
shape.
I don't know if you know this, but I haven't had this cone persona for my whole life. This just happened when I started at the
You weren't born a cone?
I wasn't born a cone.
What?
I wasn't.
No.
I know. It's hard to believe.
Okay.
I was it just fell into my lap, actually. Okay.
I did, yeah.
I'm just running.
I thought it was your like.
It's not my identity yet.
Okay.
We're getting close though.
Okay.
But no, it was after the pool because we used to live in Halstead for a while, and we'd go to the pool and have some sandwiches and just throw on some Doritos.
I'm sure it's probably good.
Too. Yeah. The crunch with like the softness.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about that Garibaldi torta. It had bologna on it.
Whoa.
And then it had chicharron. Do you know chicharron? The fried pig skin. So it's crunchy. But then they would lightly fry it again. So it was like, I don't know how many times it's fried. So then it was like soft on the outside and crunchy on the inside. And that was part of the layer.
Oh, man.
The textures were flavors were, yeah.
Next one. And maybe this is, I don't know, maybe this doesn't apply as an adult, but what's your favorite cereal? Or do you have one? And if you don't have one, what used to be?
I quit eating cereal. I ate cereal every morning and often every evening for years and years and years and years.
It really is.
And I finally decided I needed to be a little more healthy. But I would have chosen Life is one of my favorite cereals. Oh, yeah. Golden Grams. But I also, so there are these weird little oat squares. Is that what they're called? And they're hollow and they crunch. They may have gotten rid of them.
I mean, it sounds
it's kind of like a Life,
like hollow.
No, but it's different. Okay. I can't remember the name of it, but I really liked those because it was a texture thing. Pillow. Yes, it was. Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Grandma ate the big shredded wheat bales. Like, do you know? They're like
frosted mini wheats, just on.
No, they're huge. No frosted.
No. Of course.
And they taste like whiskers.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but Jason's tasted whiskers sometime in his life, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. We're not here to judge. We listen and we don't judge.
As she would eat them, this is my little Mennonite grandma. She would eat them, and you'd take one little bale, and then she would say, "Oh, have I told you that?" She had all these funny sayings, and she would say this saying, "Grandma used to chew on Grandpa's whiskers, something, but in her sleep, and she thought it was shredded wheat because she'd chew on his whiskers. And she would say that as she's eating
that's
the shredded wheat.
hilarious.
And as a
kid,
you're like, wow,
what?
that is weird.
Right, I don't get it. I don't want to go to grandma's anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Very cool. I like that. Right, last one. Would you rather spend a day on the couch, think rainy, gloomy, cold, maybe a little touch of fall, reading a book or watching a show, or being outside in the sunshine, fooling around, teetering?
I live in Kansas because it's the sunshine state, and because I really don't like rain.
Really?
I don't.
Okay.
No.
So that's my comfort spot.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're all different, and that's okay.
I grew up for a segment of my teenage years in northern Indiana, and I remember in high school my English teacher keeping track of, it would have been my sophomore year of high school, that we went more than 30 days, and he kept a tally where we didn't see the sun.
Holy cow.
And that
I could see why you wouldn't like that.
No, I like sun.
Well, I could see why you wouldn't like
I don't like the
gloomy, rain,
no,
overcasty.
Yeah. Lake effect. The lake effect is real in Indiana. It's gray. Yeah. I love Kansas sunshine.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's all we've got for today, guys, between two cones. Jason,
thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cut.